We have the agenda review session. We have public hearings, other ordinances, a continuation, termination of conditions on ABC license for Platinum Lounge LLC, trading as Pearl and Glow, liquor license number 121433079-008. We have one for Kelly's Corner Incorporated, trading as Kelly's Corner, liquor license number 121433028-006. We have La Formosa Incorporated, trading as La Formosa, liquor license number 121433045-003. We have one for Pursuer Incorporated, trading as Mateer Bar, liquor license number 121433047-005. And the Gala Cafe and Restaurant Incorporated, trading as the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, liquor license number 121433007-003. We have ordinances on second reading. Number 1, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick. Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 1020, Handicap Parking, Section 1020-010. Schedule 39, Parking Zone for handicapped persons. We will add Laurel Place. 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick. Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 1016, Stopping, Standing, or Parking, Section 1016.020. Schedule 24, No Parking Anytime, regards to Carpenter Road. We have no ordinances on first reading. We have resolutions 1 through 48. Number 1, approve agenda amendments. 2, approve payroll 5/25/19, 6/7/19. 3, authorize refund for redeemed tax sale certificates. 4, approve ABC liquor license renewals for 2019-2020. 5, approve amendment resolution R011901, reads to change the date of the Wednesday, September 4th, 2019 City Council meeting to Thursday, September 5th, 2019 in regards to our City Council meeting scheduled for 2019. Number 6, approve renewal of liquor license with conditions for 2019-2020 liquor license for Platinum Lounge LLC, trading as Pearl and Glow, 13 Patterson Street, liquor license number 121433079-008. 7, approve renewal of liquor license with conditions for Kelly's Corner, trading as Kelly's Corner, 75 Morel Street, liquor license number 121433028-006. Number 8, approve renewal of liquor license with conditions for La Formosa Incorporated, trading as La Formosa, 117 West Avenue, liquor license number 121433045-003. 9, consideration of renewal of liquor license with conditions for 2019-2020 liquor license for Pursuer Incorporated, trading as Mateer Bar, 14 Jersey Avenue, liquor license number 121433047-005. Number 10, approve renewal of liquor license with conditions for the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, trading at the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, 156 Commercial Avenue, liquor license number 121433007-003. Number 11, approve renewal liquor license with special ruling for George Baroud inactive, liquor license number 121433026-010. 12, approve renewal of liquor license with special ruling for 2019-2020 for JSM Investment at New Brunswick LLC inactive, liquor license number 121433014-014. 13, approve appointment of counsel, John C. Mason, Esquire of Mason Cresty, PC, for representation of police officer Michael Powers in the matter of Dion Napier versus the City of New Brunswick et al., not to exceed $10,000. 14, approve amendment of resolution R021842, transfer the financial obligations of this lease from the Administration Department to the Law Department, Municipal Prosecutor's Office, Rico USA Incorporated, for one Rico model MP3555 SPG copier system, not to exceed $125.48 per month, commencing July 1st, 2019 and ending February 28th, 2022. 32-month contract, state contract number 40467/G-2075- maintenance and supplies. 15, approve amendment of resolution R061913, change event from street closing to sidewalk use. Approve request for the use of the sidewalk requested by Tabernacle Baptist Church, Tabernacle Way, George Street and Nielsen Street for church bazaar Saturday, June 22nd, 2019, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. 16 and 17 have been pulled. Number 18, approve request for street closing requested by Rutgers University Department of Major Events and Programs, Card Street between Bartlett and Senior Streets, Morel Street between College Avenue and Card Street. Annual Homecoming Charity Bed Races, Thursday, October 17, 2019, 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Police extra duty. 19, approve request for street closing requested by Rutgers University Department of Major Events and Programs, George Street between Huntington Street and Bishop Place, Scarlet Day of Service, Saturday, September 28, 2019, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., police extra duty. 20, approve request for street closing requested by Rutgers University Department of Major Events and Program, College Avenue between Senior Street and Hamilton Street, Morrell Street between College Avenue and Sicard Street, Bartlett Street between College Avenue and Sicard Street. The Rutgers University Annual Event Fair, Monday, September 2nd, 2019. Friday, if the rain date would be September 6, 2019, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. police extra duty. 21, approve award of contract RFP insurance brokerage services, traditional to Business and Government Insurance Agency, BGIA. 22, approve award of contract RFP insurance brokerage services, HMO, to Business and Government Insurance Agency, BGIA. 23, authorize refund to Joel Mayer, total amount of $178.17 against Block 596-.03, Lot 1.06, qualifier C1118, against utility account number 33300061400. 24, authorize refund to James Polson, total amount of $4,547.25 against Block 237, Lot 003, utility account number 11400086000. 25, approve authorization to rebid for in-service training for law enforcement officers, rebid specification number 753-19 RFP. 26, authorize lease of copy machine for the administration department from Canon USA Incorporated for one Canon Image Runner Advanced Model number 4535IG2 copier, not to exceed $136.11 per month, commencing July 1st, 2019 and ending June 30th, 2024, 60-month contract. State contract number 40462/G2075, maintenance and supplies. 27, approve award of contract with Brave Industrial LLC for a home news road tank rehabilitation and painting, specification number 68318W, not to exceed $1,175,000. 28, approve award of contract with MSP Construction Corporation for Rutgers Village Water Main Replacement Project Phase 3, specification number 771-19W, not to exceed $865,580. 29, approve award of contract with South & Associates LLC for proprietary contractor consulting services for the police department. 12-month period commencing July 1st, 2019 and ending June 30th, 2020, not to exceed $7,250. 30, approve amendment of resolution R061927, additional amount of $1,099.07 for Public Works Department with Adopt Designing LLC to furnish and deliver T-shirts, specification number 75219B, not to exceed $1,099.07. Approval of this change order will not constitute an increase of 20% or more of the amount of the original contract. 31, approve resolution to authorize the renewal of a user agreement between the City of New Brunswick and the State of New Jersey for the annual interoperable communication system, NJICS, for the fire department. 24-month period commencing September 7, 2018 and ending September 6, 2020, not to exceed $11,960 on pro tem. 32, approve renewal of liquor license with special ruling for 2019-2020 for Somewhere Else Incorporated inactive liquor license number 1214330740004. 33, approve appointment of counsel John C. Mace Esquire of Mason Trustee PC for representation of Police Director Detective Carlos Samarito in the matter of James C. Campbell versus City of New Brunswick et al., not to exceed $10,000. 34, authorize renewal of agreement with New Jersey Water Supply Authority for a water purchase, 25-year term. 35, approve request for use of city sidewalk requested by Mount Zion AME Church, location of Hillsgrant Way between Nielsen Street and Mars Street for a community fair Saturday, September 15, 2019, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. non-pro tem. 36, approve request for use of the city property requested by Rashida Page, Bugalo Park Pavilion and grassy area outside of Pavilion, gender reveal party for family and friends Saturday, June 15, 2019, 3 p.m., 7 p.m. non-pro tem. 37 has been pulled. 38, City of New Brunswick resolution to adopt the 2019 budget. 39, approve amendment of resolution R051959, reason and the following dates and times: Saturday, June 15, non-pro tem 22, 29, July 6 and 13, 2019, from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. project-wide. Approve relaxation of city noise ordinance requested by Public Service Electric and Gas Company for Public Service and Gas Modernization Program Phase 2. 40, approve amendment of resolution R021920, additional dates Sundays from June 23rd, 2019 through August 25th, 2019, approved relaxation of city noise ordinance requested by Langen Engineering for construction activities on the residences of Easton and Hamilton, 78, 92, and 94 Easton Avenue. Sundays excluding holidays and any dates deemed necessary by the Brunswick Police Department, time 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 41, approve amendment of resolution R061919, the reason to accommodate the second shift work from June 24, 2019 through December 31st, 2019 at 90 New Street, the standard at New Brunswick project between George and Livingston Avenue. Approved relaxation of the city noise ordinance requested by Gilbane Building Company, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. 42, approve renewal of agreement with First Symetra National Life Insurance Company of New York for stop-loss coverage for Aetna Medical Plan and CVS Caremark Prescription Plan, July 1st, 2019 to June 30th, 2020. 43, approve relaxation of city noise ordinance requested by J.K. Crane, reason crane placement at 205 Easton Avenue for the purpose of hoisting solar panels and material, Saturday, June 22nd, 2019, alternate date is Saturday, June 29th, 2019, time 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. 44, authorize tax collector to issue 3 duplicate tax sale certificates to U.S. Bank custodian for Tower DB8 Trust 2018, lien holder loss certificate. 45, authorize payment of requisition number 5 for project costs for Cultural Center Project Theater component with Cultural Center Redevelopment Associates, Urban Renewal LLC, in care of New Brunswick Development Corporation, not to exceed $1,918,421.88. 46, approve amendment of resolution R011954, the reason additional costs related to the 2019 bond sale in the amount of $16,760.28. Authorize professional service agreement with Willents, Golden and Spitzer for 2019 bond counsel not to exceed $16,760.28. 47, approve amendment of resolution R011955, additional costs related to the 2019 bond sale in the amount of $18,500. Authorize professional service agreement with Samuel Klein and Company for the 2019 municipal order not to exceed $18,500. 48, approve amendment of resolution R011956, reason additional costs related to the 2019 bond sale in the amount of $20,000. Authorize professional service agreement with Phoenix Advisors LLC for 2019 continuing disclosure agent services as required by the Securities and Exchange Commission not to exceed $20,000. Thank you for council. Public comments later on. All right. Meeting is called to order. Would you please silence and put on vibrate your cell phones so we don't hear them again. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Egan is absent. Councilmember Escobar. Here. Councilmember Fleming is absent. Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig. Here. Council President Anderson.
Here. Please be advised that the notice requirements for the Open Public Meeting Act have been complied with and satisfied, and that the annual notice, which gave sufficient notice of time and place and conduct of all public meetings in the municipal council of the city of New Brunswick, has been filed with the city clerk, has been placed on an appropriate bulletin board in the lobby of City Hall, New Brunswick, New Jersey, and has been transmitted to the official newspaper for the city of New Brunswick, namely the Home News Tribune. Please rise and read. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence, if you will, for our men and women serving in our armed forces here and abroad, especially those who have given the ultimate sacrifice of their life. Thank you. Approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of May 15.
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Correspondence by the city clerk.
Yes.
Item 1, a public hearing from the Borough of Highland Park regarding an ordinance creating a multi-family residential overlay zone. Item 2, a request for a final reinspection from G&G Custom Builders LLC. Item 3, a public notice from NJDOT to request a waterfront development permit. Item 4, a letter from NJDOT regarding the NJDEP waterfront development individual permit application. Item 5, a letter from First Environment regarding biennial certification forms. Item 6, a letter from Jacobs regarding an application for a freshwater wetlands and flood hazard area individual permit. Item 7, an ordinance from the Township of Piscataway amending Chapter 21 zoning, Section 601 of the zoning regulations. Item 8, a site remediation from Langen regarding 78 Easton Avenue. Item 9, a letter from NJDOT regarding an agreement for the Handy Street project. Item 10, a letter from ESI regarding remediation certification documents for New Brunswick Lampshade Company, Inc. Item 11, a letter from Municipal Maintenance Company regarding a protest of award for specification number 760-19W, mechanical and electrical maintenance and emergency repair work at the water treatment plant and pump stations. Item 12, a letter from the ABC regarding the revocation of Persiv Inc. trading as Mi Tierra liquor license. Item 13, an initial receptor evaluation from Rambo regarding 501 Jersey Avenue. The correspondence will be forwarded to the appropriate departments for further action.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have public hearings on the ordinances. Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Council President, members of council, as we do on an annual basis, those liquor licenses that have special conditions within the city of New Brunswick require a public hearing and notice prior to the implementation of the special conditions to be considered by council at the time of renewal. Tonight we have agendized items 1 through 5, and what I would like to do in that order is just read for the record the special conditions that have been imposed in prior license years that the council seeks to reimpose with respect to this council license year 19 to 20. And then you can open it up to the public should anyone want to comment with respect to the imposition of these special conditions. So if I can proceed.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. With respect to the first item, item number 1, Platinum Lounge LLC, trading as Perlay and Glow, liquor license 1214-33-079-008. The special conditions imposed during the last license term and those special conditions that are proposed for 1920 are as follows. The licensee shall limit its maximum occupancy for the licensed premises to a total of 399 persons. 2, the licensee will cease the practice of conducting teen nights or 18 to enter, 21 to drink events at the licensed premises. 3, licensee shall comply with all New Jersey state statutes, New Jersey ABC regulations, and local City of New Brunswick ordinances regarding advertisements and promotions relative to events at the licensed premises. 4, the licensee acknowledges that the New Brunswick Police Department and or the New Brunswick Fire Department are permitted to and will conduct periodic inspections of the licensed premises at the respective department's sole discretion, and the licensee shall comply with all requests of the respective department during said inspection. 5, the licensee shall not allow, permit, and or suffer in or about the licensed premises the consumption of alcoholic beverages by persons under the legal age to consume alcoholic beverages. 6, the conditions placed upon the license shall continue at the annual renewal of same, and the licensee hereby consents to and agrees to the same conditions, subject to the modification and or removal of part or all of said conditions by the City Council of the City of New Brunswick at the City Council's sole discretion. Members of Council, I will advise that I have not communicated, nor has counsel for the Platinum Lounge reached out to me with respect to any objection to the reimposition of these special conditions. I know that the council's had the benefit of the 2019 tavern report prepared by Detective Ryan DeGraw, who's present here in the chamber. Should you have any questions regarding the conduct in and about the licensed premises over the last 12-month period. I'm sure Detective DeGraw could answer any questions. Having said that, I think we would open it up to public comment. Anybody had any questions, comments about just these reimposition of the special conditions?
Okay, is any member from the public just on number 1 for a lay? Anybody seeing that?
Okay. We'll close the public hearing, and with respect to the special conditions on your consent agenda is Resolution R-061944, which would be a renewal of the per lay license with the reimposition of the special conditions. Okay, let's move right along to number 2. With respect to the continuation of special conditions for Kelly's Corner, Inc., trading as Kelly's Corner, liquor license number 1214-33-028-006. With respect to that particular license establishment during the 2018-19 license term, the special conditions that were in place and those which the council seeks reimposition are as follows. Number 1, licensee shall not alter the premises from the layout shown in the sketch plan previously furnished by the licensee and approved by City Council Resolution R-061306 and on file with the city clerk without first obtaining the further approval of council by resolution. 2, there shall be no live music or live entertainment provided that this shall not preclude the playing of the jukebox or television set. And 3, the above license is granted subject to compliance with ordinance O-029609 as amended relative to educational requirements for managers. Those are the 3 special conditions. I can advise council, similar with the platinum license renewal, I have not been contacted by a representative of the licensee nor counsel for the licensee objecting to the reimposition of any of these special conditions. But having said that, I think you should open it up to the public.
Does anybody there from the public wish to comment on Kelly's Corner? Seeing none at this time, then we'll close that hearing.
Okay, and with respect to the renewal and reimposition of special conditions on your consent agenda is R-061945. The next item on the agenda is number 3, La Famosa Inc., trading as La Famosa Liquor License 1214-33-047005. In connection with the renewal of the license, and as was the case with respect to the prior license term, the special conditions are as follows. Number 1, licensee shall control loitering in the area adjacent to the licensed premises by 1, posting signs and or 2, calling for police assistance. Number 2, licensee shall provide distinctive attire for security personnel which identifies their status as security personnel. 3, licensee shall maintain a video camera on the exterior of the licensed premises and shall annotate all film for time and date and maintain said tapes for at least 30 days. 4, licensee shall not alter the premises from the layout shown in the sketch plan previously filed with the city clerk without first obtaining the approval of council by resolution. And 5, licensee shall be in compliance with ordinance O-029609 as amended relative to educational requirements for owners and managers. Likewise, I have not heard from a representative of La Famosa or counsel for this licensee with any comment or objection to the reimposition of these special conditions.
Any member from the public wish to comment on La Famosa at this time? Seeing none, we'll close that one.
Okay, on council's consent agenda is a resolution renewing the license with those 5 special conditions, which I've read in the record, R-061946. Next on the council's agenda is number 4. It's listed as a continuation, termination of conditions. Again, Persev Inc., trading as Meteor Bar, liquor license 1214-33-047-005. As the council well remembers, this particular license establishment was the subject of a multi-meeting, several-hour disciplinary hearing whereby council entered a resolution revoking the license of this establishment. As a result of that revocation, the licensee has applied to the director of the ABC and got a temporary stay. However, that temporary stay is with severe conditions and restrictions, and this particular license comes before the council for renewal. But in light of the history of the revocation, the special conditions we will read, but in the council's consent agenda, consistent with the direction of city council and with their prior action, is a resolution denying renewal in light of the prior revocation of the license. I did speak with counsel for Tierra, advised him of the council's proposed action relative to this license, and he is well aware of the procedure involved. But should the director of the ABC decide to renew the license at his discretion, which they have the authority to do down in Trenton, I want to make sure that any renewal of the license would be done so with the imposition of special conditions. So I do want to read the special conditions into the record. If anyone has any comment, I'd like to just go through that procedure if I could.
Please.
Thank you. With respect to Perciv Inc., the prior license year, which would be the 18 to 19 license year, had the following special conditions. Licensee shall hire uniformed private security to maintain security on or about the licensed premises while the premises are open for business during the hours of 10 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The licensee shall also furnish monthly written reports, the names and addresses of such individuals so employed to New Brunswick Police Department Attention Special Investigations Unit. 2, licensee shall maintain order on and within the licensed premises. 3, licensee shall police the sidewalk adjoining the licensed premises each day that the premises is open for business. 4, licensee shall not alter the layout of the premises from that shown in the sketch previously filed with the city clerk without a further resolution of council. 5, licensee shall continue the use of the existing video cameras, shall annotate all film for time and date, and shall maintain said tapes for at least 30 days. And 6, licensee shall be in compliance with ordinance O-029609 as amended relative to educational requirements for owners and managers.
Could you also tell me, since he's the director of the ABC, has voted to stay or whatever, special conditions?
The special conditions imposed by the director of the ABC is a restriction on the hours of the establishment. The hours of the establishment are from 4 p.m. in the afternoon till 11 p.m. at night. As council is aware, liquor licensed establishments in the city of New Brunswick can be open from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. the following morning. The director of the ABC, in his discretion, in light of the history of this particular establishment and the nature and extent of the charges that were sustained by council as a result of the hearings, felt in the interest of the welfare, safety of the residents of the city that the license hours would be restricted. In addition to that, the director of the ABC imposed a special condition that on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, during those hours of operation, that there would be an approved security officer entity or an extra duty New Brunswick Police Department employee working security at the establishment.
Anyone from the public on Matiera this time? Seeing none, we'll close that one.
And submitted for the council's consideration on consent agenda, as I indicated before, is resolution 061947, denying renewal of this particular license. The last matter we have on for renewal of special conditions is the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, Inc., trading as the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, liquor license number 1214-33007-003. With respect to this particular licensed establishment, I do see the principal of the licensee in the council chamber. I have not spoken with him, and I do see a a member of the bar who I know very well, who may very well be an attorney representing the licensee, Mr. Delgado. I suspect he might want to be heard by council with respect to the renewal with special conditions. Am I correct, council?
That is correct.
Okay, let me read the special conditions, and then council, I suspect, will hear from you and any other member of the public. With respect to the previous license year, which was 2018 to 19, and proposed now for this coming year, 2019-20, the council is proposing the following special conditions. Licensee shall hire uniformed private security to maintain security on and about the licensed premises while the premises are open for business during the hours of 10 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. The licensee shall also furnish monthly written reports of the names and addresses of such individuals so employed to the New Brunswick Police Department, Attention Special Investigations Unit. And 2, all live and recorded music shall be turned off no later than 1:45 a.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Saturday, Sunday, and 12 midnight on Sunday evenings. For the record, the benefit of council, the City Council has added to condition number 1 the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day restriction, if you will, with respect to security or the maintenance of security on or about the premises. The council has experience from prior hearings and prior reading of the tavern reports that unfortunately, because New Year's Eve into New Year's Day doesn't always fall on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and the licensed establishments are able to stay open till I think it's 5 a.m. in the morning. The problems that unfortunately visited the licensed establishment were such that it could have been prevented with a security officer on duty. So I will tell council and the licensee that this is a new condition or an added element of the condition that the council is seeking with respect to the Gala license. Having said that, maybe you want to hear from Mr. Delgado first, and then any other member of the public relative to the renewal of the license and the reimposition.
Okay. We'll open up to the public. We'll start with Mr. Delgado.
Yep.
The microphone there. You just give your name and address and relationship to the.
Yes, good evening, members of the City Council, City Attorney staff, and City Clerks, members of the public. I am Billy Delgado, the attorney for the Gala Cafe, and I'm here on behalf of this establishment in order to discuss actually condition number 2. We're well aware of the responsibilities that we have as an establishment in the community. We have lived with these conditions at least for the past 5 years. The initial causes for the issues that raised that actually resulted in these conditions had to do with a particular resident, those who has moved away. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but since that happened, we've been a great neighbor in the area. There have been no issues. And the only thing that my client is asking, he understands that he wants to have the security there. And the new added condition is not a problem for him. He just would like the council to consider his behavior over the past 5 years in order to allow him to extend the music and the entertainment to 1:45 a.m. on Sundays. That's the only thing that he wants. He can live with the other conditions. And the reason being is that it really has an adverse impact on the business. The fact that people already know that, that the limitations of time are there, they're going to go to other places, and the bottom line has been hit pretty hard in terms of that. Mr. Rodriguez understands that there's a lot of responsibility comes with this request, but he wants the city to consider not his representation to council, but his behavior and what has transpired over the last 5 years, which has been that his establishment has not been a problem for the neighborhood. In fact, he maintains a very good relationship with the neighbors in the area. He's regularly reaching out to them, asking if there's any issues from litter to noise to any other matter that might be a concern to the nearby residents. And so far, everything has been very positive, and we invite the members of the police department if they want to corroborate this representation. Of course, we would love to have no restrictions on the license, but at this point, I think we're taking an approach of slowly but surely trying to gain, the trust and the confidence of the city. So at one point, we would like to have no conditions, but I think that this represents an important step in showing, not just saying, showing to the city that we are a good member of this community and that the interests of the residents are paramount to the licensee. And as a result, we respectfully request that the city consider at least eliminating that part of the condition and giving him the other hour and a half, that at least people will know that they can stay there until that time and the business can flourish. Times are hard for this type of businesses. And it's not easy to replace that income. But at least in moving forward, it will give the licensee an opportunity to operate with less stress and, and be able to run an operation that makes financial sense as well as the social responsibility that comes with it.
Let me ask you this, did your client or any member of his family or anything own any of the property or any interest in the properties around the gala?
No, they own the property where the gala sits, but they don't own any property in the immediacy of the business.
Or no connection towards it?
No, but they do have a very serious and strong relationship with those who do.
So you guys looking to, for Friday and Saturday, for the weekend?
Only on Sundays. Conditional.
Just a Sunday?
Only on Sunday. Instead of shutting down at midnight at 1:45, that's it. That's all he wants. He can live with the rest of that. He's not happy about the new added condition. Realistically, whether New Year's Eve falls on Tuesday or Saturday night, it's a day of celebration. People are going to be celebrating New Year's Eve, so it's a special kind of different day. So we're not jumping for joy, having restrictions, but we can live with those. We understand that it's part of the history of this establishment, and it's part of the responsibility for the establishment to turn the tide by showing the conduct. And that's what we're here for tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else in the public wish to comment on the gala?
Mr. Council President, members of council, I would have you move to close the hearing. If you wanted to discuss a modification of this condition, in my opinion, it would require a closed session in the light of the fact that Mr. Delgado and his client are happy. There would be litigation with the ABC, and therefore I would suggest that you entertain a motion to go into closed session to have that discussion. I know we have a lot of matters on the agenda, but I think now is probably the best time to do that, and that therefore make a decision.
A motion to go into closed session.
So, second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes?
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes, we'll be back in a couple minutes.
Okay, for the record, we're going into closed session to discuss modifications and special conditions on the Gala Cafe, which could be subject to litigation relative to the outcome.
We're back in closed session. Motion to
Second.
Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes.
For purposes of the closed session, council discussed the special conditions to be imposed upon the Gala Cafe and Restaurant, specifically with respect to council's request for a further modification of condition number 2 on Sunday evenings, moving the time out from 12 midnight to 1:45 a.m. I believe the council president could advise you as to their position, Mr. Delgado, but I think it's important to note that the tavern report prepared by Detective DeGraw did not show that the licensed establishment was blemish-free. There are still some calls for service up if council is concerned about your client's continuation of maintaining the order in and about the licensed premises. But having said that, I believe Mr. Anderson wants to tell you what their thoughts are.
And a reminder that whether that command is moved or not, we still want to make sure that the loitering and everything else is taken care of outside. To that end, we'd like to give you a little compromise and start you off with a 1 a.m. And see how that goes for the year.
We'll take it, Mr. President.
We'll make it another.
But if that's the council's pleasure, I will modify the written resolution that we have right here, which is R-061948. It'll reflect a 1 a.m. cessation of music on Sunday evenings, which is really Monday morning, and you will adopt it on consent agenda as amended.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. I believe that concludes the special condition liquor license matters on council's agenda this evening. We move to ordinances on second reading at this point.
Okay. Ordinance on second reading, number 1, an ordinance to amend supplementary revised ordinance of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 1020, Handicap Parking, Section 1020.010, Schedule 39, Parking Zones for Handicapped Persons. We are adding Laurel Avenue. Anyone from the public with a comment on that? Name and address.
Danielle Moore, 333 Somerset Street. First time dealing with this. You can tell me when this sign will be put up and when this will be available for Mr. Jeff?
Mr. Valenti?
Yes, by ordinance and statute, the ordinance becomes enforceable 20 days after the mayor signs it. However, I advised the applicant that as soon as it was done on second reading, we'd start producing the sign and try to get that up sooner than later. So hopefully within a couple days.
Okay, thank you.
More than 20, but hopefully a couple.
Okay, thank you very much for your help.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Anyone else from the public? Okay. Seeing none?
Second. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. Second reading, number 2, an ordinance to amend and supplement the revised general ordinances of the City of New Brunswick, Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.16, Stopping and Standing or Parking, Section 1016.020, Schedule 24, no parking anytime in regards to Carpenter Road. Anyone from the public? Again,
Good evening, Mr. President. Charles Cradville, New Brunswick today. Just wanted to ask what the motivation is for this, what the change is.
Sure. Mr. Valenti?
As it pleased the council, we had, you see the mayor's office, well, for the benefit of everyone, Carpenter Road is a short road. It's immediately off of Route 18 north of the Paul's Boulevard traffic light and just south of the George Street exit. We had received several complaints from the residents on major event days, particularly at Boyd Park. Carpenter Road does get full with cars that are parked, and a lot of times the cars are parking literally as soon as you turn off the highway, and it's kind of blinded by the wall. So we're just adding a no parking zone roughly 90 feet for the interest of safety so that people exiting off of 18 are not, imposed by a parked car that really shouldn't be there.
So just to be clear, it's just a portion of Carpenter Road, not the entire road.
That's correct. From the curb line on the north side, northbound side of Route 18 is 90 feet in from the curb line.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else on that one? Seeing none?
Move the ordinance.
Second. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have no first readings. We have resolutions 1 through 48, not including 16, 17, and 37. Any members from the public who can be heard on any of the resolutions at this time? Yes.
Good evening once again, Charles Cradville, New Brunswick today. Starting with number 4, I have to ask how many Elks are sitting at the table tonight?
One?
Just one.
Just one.
So you're okay in this case, if you check the law directors, you're okay in this case to approve the Elks
I
liquor
did.
license? You did. Okay.
Take me according to representative.
Just checking. The next one, you're changing the meeting date in September. Can you tell me what the motivation is to change the date?
The New Brunswick Performing Arts Center is having some ceremony on Wednesday, so we're pushing it over to Thursday so that we can be there.
Grand opening, I guess.
That's our understanding, yes.
Open to the public.
Some of it.
Okay. Hope to see you there. I do want to ask about the two police federal court matters here. One is ends in 951, and then there's another one later on. So, first of all, I want to make the point that the budget you adopted this year does not include body-worn cameras. Highland Park has them, Edison has them, Rutgers has them. Basically everybody but us has them. And we have on our agenda a number of lawsuits that we get accusing the police.
Can I say that this is just a change of lawyers?
Yes, Mr. Goodman is retired, and as a result of that, Mr. Macy is taking over the representation of these individuals, Mr. Goodman, which requires a new resolution. So these lawsuits have been going on for a while, they're both federal matters. It's not a new lawsuit by any means.
Well, thank you for clarifying. That's newsworthy that Mr. Bitterman's retiring. So the new attorney gets not to exceed $10,000 on top of whatever Bitterman got.
Whatever Bitterman received, and whatever he spent is wiped out, and then we start anew with Mr. Macy.
And, my point is that some of these lawsuits could be avoided or could be resolved more quickly if there were, video footage that tells the story. So I don't know the specifics of the other matter, and I do want to ask about James Campbell versus City of New Brunswick. This isn't the Jim Campbell that used to run the parks here.
No, it's not.
Okay. What is the nature of the lawsuit?
It's a false arrest, false charge that would I believe Mr. Campbell's pro se with respect to that matter, which means he's representing himself.
Yes, thank you. So my concern stands. I think that, the city would actually save money by making a wise investment in body-worn cameras and also, take steps to improve the trust that people have in the department and the faith that they have that they're not going to be, end up in these types of situations where they're falsely arrested and have to sue to get compensation. So I do think that that's something that sooner rather than later the police have to do, and I know the police director doesn't come to these meetings and he's not very, let's say, accessible. So I'm telling you, and I hope that you'll make it a priority in the next budget to have body-worn cameras. I do want to ask about 959 and 960 is some insurance contracts. One says, it doesn't say on the agenda, but it says in the resolution it's not to exceed $75,000 for the first one. But the second one says the fee is going to be paid directly by Cigna. And I would like to know how much is that fee that this brokerage is going to get for steering New Brunswick's business there?
I would have to check on the fee on the first part, but both of them are parts because we have Cigna and Aetna for healthcare.
So the first one is for
Cigna and the other one's for Aetna.
I think it's the other way around.
All right, apologize.
And I'm just curious then why one would be done with a flat fee that's disclosed and why one is done with a fee that's not.
Well, they are both paid by the insurance company. I would have to check, but I will find out for you on that.
Thank you, I'll follow up. Moving on, 962 is refunds to James Polos. Is this the same James Polos that was the Middlesex County freeholder, currently runs the Improvement Authority? Okay. Move on to 972 on page 6. This is a 25-year agreement with the New Jersey Water Supply Authority. And some people might see on other items of the agenda it says the words nunc pro tunc, which you might not understand means that it's like after the fact, right? So you see the very next one is a permission for a sidewalk closure, and that's an event that already happened, but the city council is sort of after the fact giving approval. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this water agreement is nunc pro tunc, and it dates back to November 1st, 2013, which is nearly 6 years ago. Why hasn't the council approved it until tonight?
With respect to this agreement, this is actually a renewal of a prior 25-year agreement. And with respect to the prior 25-year agreement. I believe there was some confusion whether or not that prior resolution authorized all future agreements. I wasn't the city attorney back then, Mr. Cradible, so I felt it was necessary to have a new resolution, tighten it up, if you will, going forward with this new agreement. And that's correct, the agreement has been in place. This has been going on for decades. This is a standard agreement that water users enter into with the Water Supply Authority.
Okay, and so just to be clear, the old agreement expired, I guess, October 31st, 2013. That's the significance of that November 1st date?
It originated back in the 80s, I believe.
Okay, just so...
Don't make me do the math, but I'm not on the count, but yes.
Okay, it just so happens to be that that was just a few days before the scandal with Ed O'Rourke, became public, where he lied to us about the quality of drinking water. And, well, I'm just asking questions and... All right, and then the final thing, I do want to ask about the Phoenix Advisors, contract 986, and just want to understand that this is because of the city's past SEC violations, Securities and Exchange Commission violations, and I want to understand, how many more years Phoenix Advisors or some company like them is going to have to be legally required to be retained.
Council President, it's the decision of the SEC, not Doug Pettis, that we need to have a financial advisor going forward. So I can't answer how many more years, but it's probably going to be eternity as to the answer as to how many more years. And the 20,000 has nothing to do with the quote-unquote SEC violations. It actually has to do with the $46 million bond sale that we had a couple of months ago.
All right, thank you.
That's all.
Anybody else in the public wish to comment on the resolutions? Seeing none.
Move the resolutions.
Second. Councilmember Escobar.
Yes.
Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig.
Yes.
Council President Anderson.
Yes. We have items for discussion by the council. I'd just like to thank the local pioneers and the firemen in New Brunswick, along with Ms. Smith, everybody else who did a great job for the Juneteenth parade and activities at Recreation Park. So congratulations and thank you very much for that.
And Juneteenth is actually today. So.
Anybody else? Just go.
I know Friday's the tax.
In the meantime, I just want to make sure that since the school is almost done, actually, I think it's this week, the last week, there's a lot of programming for the summer for our kids in the city. So I encourage you to look for them and share that information. There is various summer programs, there's Play Safe, YSS, so if you know anybody who would benefit from the summer programming in the city, please forward that information, and maybe the city website usually has information on that.
And as you know, this Friday afternoon, 5:30 is it's a swing jazz fest at Rucker's Gardens. And I believe it's in conjunction with the New Brunswick Jazz Project and Hub City Sound. So that's always a fun event to come out to.
I think also Saturday would be the opening of the city market on Jones Avenue and George's Road.
Farmers Market.
Farmers Market.
City Market.
City Market. Beautiful market. Yeah, get your stuff. Okay? Anybody else? All right, we have now public comment. Anyone from the public wish to comment on anything, they may do so. You have up to 5 minutes. Name and address for the record, please.
Hi, yes, Danielle Moore, 333 Somerset Street. First, I'd just like to start off thanking to New Brunswick City Parks Department, what a great job you've been doing cleaning. Then also to the two gentlemen for street cleaning. I will say I've been seeing them working extra duty to try to help keep the streets clean. I believe that's Mr. Darrell, Mr. Charles, please keep up the good work, because like I said, wow, New Brunswick is no longer clean anymore. They've been working very hard to keep it clean. I know in traffic meeting there it was brought up about an ordinance trying to get these business vehicles due to where they're taking up plenty of parking spaces throughout the township, of trailers, with landscapers bringing their business. I mean, parking is extremely hard. I heard that it only goes by weight, but far as what we were talking about at traffic, I hope that the city will try to stop all these motorhomes, with parking, for landscaping, taking up at least 2 or 3 parking spots. I mean, it's becoming a very big issue as far as with parking.
And
So
that's when they're not working.
they're not when they're working, yes, it's where they're bringing their vehicles home. And like I said, while you go up and down some of these streets, you will really see it's getting very frequently nowhere to park. And how they're saying they can't be towed because they're not overweight. So I hope the city can do something with, as far as with that issue. I've been talking to you, please come on and get an inspector out here, please, with all this garbage. Please, I would love to take a walk with the city council, the mayor, even though President Anderson, I know you do a lot of walking, but my goodness, it is very dirty out here in New Brunswick. I mean, it really stinks throughout some of these streets. With all of this garbage, these rodents, come on, please. I explained to you for the past 3 or 4 months, 2 weeks ago, rats running up and down the street. Like I said, what, do I have to have a camera on me at all times? Please, to really go through this? Please, yes, I hope you do get an inspector out there, start inspecting these houses, making these people clean up their properties where it smells extremely so bad. Please, let's take a walk throughout the city one day and you will see what it smells like. And really looks like, and like I said, plenty of pictures for it. So I hope you can do something. I've been talking to inspection, but keep saying you need someone, an inspector. Please do get one soon. Like I said, I'm getting plenty of notes from different locations with rodents, dealing with plenty of mice. This time of the year, that's not good at all. So like I said, maybe we can set up a date. Is it possible for you to really go around, inspectors, to really check out and see how it smells in certain areas? Yeah, what, no one to answer?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I can't. I mean, I walk enough, I see it a lot.
Oh, I know you do. I said, wow, give me some of your energy. I know, I see you walk, yes. But like I said, yes, please do. And then, like I said, also to start giving out tickets, for these landscapers, where you get paid to do the jobs, and all they do is blow their crap. That's another way New Brunswick is getting dirty. Blowing your stuff on somebody else's lawn, even a few of your city employees. I'm like, come on, where you're supposed to be cleaning and you blow it onto someone else's property, that's another reason why New Brunswick is looking so dirty. So yes, please start giving out tickets for that also. Come on, it's time to keep New Brunswick wasn't dirty and infested with rodents like this. So please, I hope you will take a look at these pictures and do something about it. And then also I would like to say great job to all the firemen who helped out with the fire on the Joyce Comer Avenue, all the different locations that came to help to put it out. But my concern is now, is this building going to be knocked down after all the weight from the rain? It looks like it's really dangerous. I know the tenants, they had to move out next door. So what is the situation going to be done with this building, even though it was a vacant building for 3 years already? And that's becoming an issue with vacant buildings, causing too many fires, dead body.
Well, we have, as you know, a person in charge of vacant homes, and we passed the ordinances about that. So they're working on that, especially the 9 that we did last time. As far as this one goes, I'm not sure if anybody can answer what's happening to those 3 buildings.
The fire building, the building department gave a demo order on it. It's up to the bank or the owner of the property to either come in with plans to renovate it or demolish it. The house next door was an exposure and the electric was compromised, so until that gets fixed, the tenants will be out. As far as the vacant properties, anything that's that we're notified of and we feel that people are in there getting it, the city give the vacant property lady, she calls up the servicer of the property, we call them, we give them 24 hours to board it, most likely they don't, and then the city boards it itself, or we recoup the money through the servicer. So we're working on it, and there's a lot of properties out there that are vacant, but that's the story with that one.
Well, okay, thank you, because like I said, it seems like a lot of vacant ones are causing a lot of fires and other situations, like I said, for this year. And then one last thing, even I would like to thank the county, the city, and I would also like to thank Mr. Jones for the situation for French and Alexandra Street. Thank you for responding very quickly where I asked you, wow, that road was not safe to cross there at all. Mr. Jones, he did take the picture and the paperwork presented to the county. I sent it to the county due to where yesterday they came and filed off the walkway and highlighted the other walkways and put signs up, do not cross here at French and Alexandra. And I thank you so much for taking action with that, because that was very dangerous for someone to cross there, and you didn't have action to cross there at any time, but thank you very much. And then, I know time is up, but Mr. Patterson, if you're watching, will you please come? I do not want to leave it, but like I said to some people, I do have talent, and believe me, I would love to present you your retirement gift. I don't want to leave it with anyone. I would like to take a picture of you with it, so please, hopefully, the next meeting, you can come down and receive your gift. I thank you for all your hard work and all the help you have made in making New Brunswick safe. Thank you. And Mr. Loughlin, I will get out to you. I saw you at the Hungarian Festival. Just give me time. I will present you with yours sometime this year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Yes, sir. I can address for the record.
What's up?
A little closer to the mic.
Oh, okay.
Name and address for the record.
Okay, hi. Hello, my name is Jaime Lopez. I am an organizer with the Central New Jersey Democratic Socialists. For about the past year, we have been organizing in New Brunswick around tenants' rights and working with a local community center to help folks that are having issues with their landlord and their tenancy in general. And over the past year, we have seen some really, really horrific abuses of tenants by landlords. We've seen a woman who was evicted from her apartment while she was sitting in a hospital bed with an illness. We have seen folks that are having to live with their families in just these mold-infested apartments that the landlord refuses to do anything about. We have seen this sort of rampant, threats from landlords that are completely unreasonable to tenants and all these sorts of things. So we've seen a pretty severe issue in this city with the treatment of tenants by landlords and that whole sort of a thing. So there's a lot of structural things that contribute to this issue. But one thing that we would like to ask you folks to do to ameliorate at least part of this issue is to pass an ordinance that would require landlords to give copies of the lease and other communications relating to the tenancy in both Spanish and English. Because a lot of the times, the thing that really opens the door to the abuse by these landlords is that they give the tenants, who in many cases are only able to speak Spanish, these leases in English, and then sort of just assume that, because they wouldn't understand this, they can just say whatever. We've had a case where there was a property owner that this was after a foreclosure, was legally required to give the tenant a document basically saying that I cannot evict you, right? And then he turned around to this tenant and told him, oh no, this says I can evict you, right? So it's leading to these outrageous abuses, right? And put yourself in the tenant's shoes. It's a very scary thing to basically, have these documents that are, very important to your ability to continue staying in your home that you were unable to understand without the help of a translator or, someone else like us. So that's what, at least that's a very small start. If you really want to improve conditions for tenants in New Brunswick, to just make it so that the leases have to be also in Spanish, in the language that the tenant understands.
Okay, the specific ones that you talked about in the beginning there,
Yeah.
have you talked with rent control and everybody else in City Hall?
Yeah, we have spoken to folks in rent control, but often they don't pick up the phone often, is the issue that we run into. But yeah, in a lot of cases, these are things that are already in violation of New Jersey law. But the laws in many cases just aren't enforced. We have all these laws that say that, limit the power of landlords to do these things to tenants, and they just are not enforced. Yeah, so that is sort of, yeah.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Aisha. I live in Hopewell, New Jersey, and I'm the co-chair of Central Jersey DSA. I've been doing the tenant outreach in New Brunswick for over a year now. And I have a question. Did any of you attend the March Against Children Separation last year in New Brunswick?
I did.
You did? Okay. And how did you feel about that issue?
Well, this week I was there, I supported the fact that families should not be separated.
Right, and you didn't want those families separated. So when these landlords take advantage of tenants, oftentimes they push them into eviction court, under threat of eviction. And if they don't show up, it goes in the landlord's favor. And if they do show up, now they're under the threat of being taken by ICE because ICE is back in the courthouses. Middlesex County had passed an ordinance saying that ICE could not interfere with county affairs, but now with the new AG's directive, they're back in the courthouses and back picking up people. And next week, there's the president has said that there's going to be a massive pickup of people. So families are going to be separated when parents are put in detention centers where there are horrific conditions in New Jersey, in North New Jersey. They're going to be separated from their children and they're going to be put in those horrible conditions. So when you don't enforce these, right now New Brunswick has something in the municipal code that there's supposed to be a summary of leases in English and in Spanish, and that's never given to tenants. When you call the rent control office, they never pick up the phone. I've tried calling, morning, afternoon, they never pick up. The rent control board meetings are constantly canceled. So do you feel like that's a good way for people in New Brunswick to be living?
Well, I don't know all those last Mr. Teresi to basically check into it.
Yeah, they answer their phones. They do answer their phones. This is new. What you're saying is new to us. We haven't heard that before.
I've been doing tenant outreach for a year, and every time I call, they don't pick up. But another issue is, I was here last year when one of the luxury student houses was being built. A student development was being built for luxury student apartments. And during that, the city's own lawyer called the housing in New Brunswick rat traps. He said that if the students...
You know who that was?
It wasn't this gentleman, it was a different, another really lovely person who said something like that. He said, it was May 18th last year. Okay, this was May 18th last year.
I don't know who that is.
Of course,
This young lady's going to make an accusation that someone in my department made such a statement. I think you should let us know who that is.
Okay, I will. So that was May 18th last year. If the city is aware that the housing in New Brunswick is not fit for humans and they're calling it rat traps, do you think that maybe they should do something about that?
That's your statement.
Okay, well, we can check that, but regardless, there are lots of problems. Do you think there aren't?
Well, I think we have a lot of inspectors out there that are trying to do their job along with the lady basically in charge of the vacant housing, so they are doing something.
And I just want to add in general, if you say you have been working in the city for a year with landlord tenants and with other groups, so you must be aware that there's community groups, agencies that have been working for years to make sure that tenants know their rights and working to advocate for those tenants when there's a situation. So it's not that the city or the community has not been doing anything. This has been going on for years. I used to do that many years ago. So there's agencies that are, like I said, community groups that are working on that. That is enough? Probably not. You know, there's always a need to more of what we do, but there is, people out there working with the tenants, and I know particular of at least 4 who has been very outspoken, has been here. They have attended city council to advocate for some of the tenants, especially when landlords were not providing receipts and they were taking people. So this council has been very responsive in that sense. So it's an issue that is not new. It has been going on since the 80s, or even before that, especially with the Latino community. I believe that having a lease in Spanish is good, but what guarantees do you have that Spanish has been translated into Spanish that everybody will be able to understand? And that it has the correct information. Unless you're Spanish speaking and native speaker, I can put anything in Spanish in a lease. So there are, I do understand, I want you to understand that I do understand, but there has been some initiatives and there's people out there working on this. So it's not like it's a blind side that we don't want to work. We do recognize it, that's why there's a lot of people out there working on that, including the city.
Okay, so you were working since the 80s on these issues, and you recognize that there's problems. Do you think that maybe we can work together and solve them by giving leases in Spanish, or at least follow the city's code that says that summaries in English and Spanish will be provided?
I think that it should be, the code should be followed. And I know personally, when I used to do that, I used to translate because I didn't trust anybody to translate. Because like I said, you never know what it is. Is that the solution to this? Maybe it will help, but I think that the solution is continue to motivate our community and to make sure that they know whether they are here documented or not, that they have rights, and let them know what it is that they need in order to advocate for themselves. We need to empower our community to continue fighting for their rights on what is right.
Have you spoken to groups like Esperanza or Unity Square, or any of those people? Have you worked with them or talked to them at all?
No, but do you?
Those are the ones you need to talk to them. Those are the group, the people, Affordable Action Board, house, they have a housing unit there, legal services, there's a lot of groups out there, and Esperanza and Unity Square, New Labor, those are groups that are out there with the community day in and day out, and they know also what is some of the challenges and how to, what they have been doing to
So
tackle
you
it.
feel like the leases in
just have to wrap
Spanish
it up
would be
if your time
helpful?
is up.
Okay, and so you feel like the leases in Spanish would be helpful, but don't think that it can happen, or what is?
I didn't say that. I said that it might be helpful. Is that the solution? I don't think so. What I did say that I do recognize and I do realize that, and I agree, that if we have a code that requires that a summary in Spanish is given to the tenant, then that needs to be complied with. What I say is, I don't know if the lease in Spanish is going to help as much as educating our community on what it is. Because you could give me a paper with anything on it, but if I don't know how to advocate for myself with that paper, what am I going to do? So again, continue education, and I thank you for that, educating our residents. But that's, again, at least in Spanish, I have seen them, and sometimes it's very confusing. It confuses even more. So a summary, as we have, if we do have it, it should be, of course.
And just one additional thing, you may have the wrong number for the rent control board, because they have a switchboard. So you should always get put in touch with somebody, whether it be a voicemail, and the number is 745-5050. So you may want to check that you're calling the right area.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Hi, my name is Thomas Allen. I live right here by North Brunswick. I also work with the Central Jersey DSA, and over the past year, we've been working closely with the Lazos Community Center about this tenant outreach. Yeah, the same stuff, don't worry. Anyway, the most important things I noticed while working with them is two things. The first one being landlords flagrantly violate the law all the time with no sort of recourse or justice done. I don't know exactly what to do about it or what has been done. We were talking about groups that work with community members and tenants about these sort of things, but clearly it's not working well enough. And the second thing is that, Troy, you already know, is that Spanish speakers are targeted by landlords in this community in terms of harassment and violation of the lease. And sometimes even putting just things in the lease that are violate the law. Just this week, I was talking to a tenant whose security deposit was double the amount of monthly rent, which violates New Jersey law, has to be 1.5 times. So I really just want to urge you to consider passing that ordinance about including the lease in Spanish, and also just taking this matter extremely seriously. I know you all do take it seriously, but it does seem sort of like an excuse or trying to divert the attention of the issue by talking about other groups that do it. I'm sure they do great work, but the problem is still very prevalent, even though we've been working on it for many years.
Okay. Do you have you been reporting these specifics, or do you have the reported app on your phones at all?
The reported app?
Well, the report, an app, and you can do it anonymously, or whether if you have specifics, it'll go right to the mayor's office, public works, rent control, can do anything like that. So I urge you, every time there's a specific thing, because there has to be some due process, to report it and get that app on your phone so you can do it pretty quickly.
Thank you. That's information I didn't know.
And I just want to add that it's not that I'm passing or making it light of it. I just want to make sure that when people come up here, and are bringing some challenges, especially of our community, that we live here, that we know, or that we don't know, that it is also recognized. It's not, when I recognize to the group, it's because there's a work out there, and when it's perceived that this is something that nobody's doing anything about. So I just want to make sure that people understand that there is people that are working on it, that you have an additional organization working on it, the more the merrier. But that's why I made I made sure that I mentioned that this issue is something that people have been working on, other organizations. That it's not unique to you guys. That's why it's not that I want to make light of the issue.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Steve Bhattacharya. I'm in a doctoral program in politics at Rutgers, as well as I'm an organizer with the Central Jersey DSA as well. I just wanted to come up here and also reiterate pretty much what my colleagues have said about the situation in New Jersey. So I've also been organizing here for the past year in Lazos. We actually have plans to do house visits with New Labor and such, so we've been building those connections for a while actually. But yeah, just, personal, I didn't grow up in New Jersey. I didn't grow up in New Brunswick, but I grew up in the area, did my undergrad here. And ever since, it's been a while sort of walking these streets and getting to know people. And of course, the year we've been in Lazos meeting folks. And again, just want to reiterate the sort of conditions we've seen from canvassing and talking to folks. A lot of times we come with residents, we meet residents who are very fearful, who don't really know what's going on. So to your point, yes, knowing your rights is very key, but also we just know residents who feel very disempowered regardless, right? You can imagine, right, if you don't speak fluent English, even if you're getting the leases and the sort of, it's not accessible period if you don't speak English, they're very desperate and don't really know what to do. And like my colleague Jaime had mentioned, right, there's also numerous times when landlords use that to their advantage, right? We're talking about people who aren't working in good faith, who know that and exploit that fear. Such as sending fake eviction letters. We had a landlord, I believe, put 2 letters together with the government seal, and we have a lawyer we work with, legal services we talk to very often. So we always go through them to make sure whatever steps you're taking is both agreed upon by the people we work with, who are also very much like folks without documents and such, and working with them and also getting the info from the lawyers we work with. But I just want to add, yes, it's true. I'm sure that a lot of good people are working on this issue. We're not coming up here saying that's not happening. We're just reminding the council that this stuff is happening and it's still very much an issue. And we ourselves are looking forward to working with y'all if you're interested in passing that ordinance about having Spanish language documents. Because even though it's not the solution, I don't think any of us are saying that's the solution. We're not going to see that happen one day and be like, well, our work's done, close everything. It's just one step. For us to see and for all residents in this place, that the city does care about its working class residents, many of whom are African American and Spanish speaking as well, rather than say the developers who are seemingly snatching up land and making that their use. New Brunswick is a very vibrant community. We just want to keep that going. And with that said, I just feel like right now, just come from our conversations with our tenants, again, nothing in particular I want to mention, but it just feels like a lot of residents feel as if the city's, the power is in the hands of the landlords, or at least the developers versus the tenants. I don't think it's fair to say that maybe that's not true or not, but just walking through the neighborhood, there's lots of homes falling apart, there's people living in places where there's mold and kids get sick. I honestly don't think that's fair to anybody, let alone people who are working here and living here and who are making this community what it is, as opposed to developers and new folks coming in. So yeah, I just want to say to also all the audience members here, there's a lot of tenants movement starting. Usually what happens is hundreds of people show up, and usually city councils kind of listen to them. So for anyone interested in the crowd, and of course for the council members themselves, make sure that you understand the simple solution to this is people power. So if black and brown folks are into making sure the city council actually listens, it's about coming to these meetings and filling the room with hundreds of folks. It actually did happen in New Brunswick decades ago in the 70s, and is now happening in New York City and stuff. But just that's about my time, and kind of reiterate the point before. So thank you.
And I hope that, as you build trust with these tenants and everything else, that they have 2 little contracts or whatever, leases, that they bring them to you and you'll be able to get them the legal services and help these people too, as all our people do. So keep on building that trust with the people.
Yeah, we've done that, and we plan on continuing that. We plan on also showing up again with more folks as we continue building a campaign with, organizations like I mentioned. So yeah, we'll definitely be back and continuing that work between then and the next time we see y'all.
Thank you for your help.
Good evening once again, Charles Cradville, New Brunswick today. I do want to start by commending all the folks you just heard from, and they do real important work in this community, and I encourage you strongly to work with them. A question about the last meeting. I usually stay for the meeting, but there was the fire on Joyce Kilmer, and it went on for a long time. The full video was not posted. I know that there was some technical obstacles to capturing the whole video, and I'd just like to learn a little bit more about what those obstacles were and how they can be avoided.
Not sure if they had that way around. Certainly I stopped by after the city council meeting, spoke with the firefighters and inspectors and everybody else to make sure everybody was safe and everything. So I'm not sure who took that or who put it on.
If you're referring to the city council meeting recording, is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, this.
Yes. So the issue was that, yes, as you may recall, that the meeting went on quite long last time, and simply put that the amount of space in this camera had run out, so we had to record it on a different camera, so that's why there's like a cut between, but for the most part we were able to capture just about, I'd say, 98% of the entire meeting, exceptions of, certain downloading of information to get the stuff off the camera so that we could start up again. For the most part, we got a large majority of them, let's say 98%.
Because of the mid-year, I think we had been on until past 10 o'clock, and they had to switch cameras.
Yeah, that's what I figured, and I could tell from the video that people were doing work to try to make sure the video could last as long as possible. And so I appreciate that. I do want to encourage the city to take some steps to, do more videotaped meetings, right? The Board of Education meetings. If New Brunswick Today videotapes it, that's great, they're on YouTube. But if for some reason New Brunswick Today doesn't videotape a Board of Ed meeting, there is no recording made available. And in a town of 60,000 people, where not everybody can make it to all the meetings they want to be at, it just makes sense to have good government policies that allow good people to record our meetings and distribute them through the city. It's really something many towns have been doing since the 90s, and I know we have a cable channel that's still defunct, right, not active. Yeah, so I think the people here deserve better. I think that we need to have these meetings be not only on the internet, but be on cable, and I think that we should make the investments to make sure we have the equipment we need to capture a 4-hour meeting or a 5-hour meeting, if that may happen one day. So I do think that those are important, and I'm sorry to see that we don't have those things in place. Other towns have been doing it for a long time. You can just ask the other towns how they do it, find out what they did, and then do it here. I hope you'll consider that. A meeting I wanted to be at, but missed, was the Renewable NB information session, and I was just hoping somebody could give me just a little bit of a summary of what the Renewable NB program means. I think as a resident, I'm automatically going to be enrolled in it unless I opt out. There's even an option to opt up to have a greater portion of my energy come from renewable sources. That's correct?
I think there are options, but I don't know what they are. I would recommend you speak with Susan Malika. She's the lead person on that for the city.
Sure, I haven't met her yet, but I'll follow up with her. And just, does anybody know what the source of the energy is? Like, is it wind, solar? Is it credits, or what is the source of energy that's going to be?
She'll know that.
Okay, I'll follow up with her. Is Mr. Drulis employed by the city, and if so, what is his role?
He is an assistant business administrator, I believe.
That is correct.
So there's 2 assistant business administrators.
That is correct.
Okay.
Takes a lot of people to fill his office.
That's fair. But yeah, so this is the first time we've had 2 assistant VAs, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. And then I do want to ask, if you go to the police website, the city website, police department, there's internal affairs reports and summaries, and it does list an officer as being terminated for assault. And I just want to confirm, if you could please ask Captain Miller, that's Officer Anthony Jones, correct?
Now we don't discuss personality.
If you could dismiss an example there, that's for public consumption.
Okay, so
I'm sure you know the story behind it.
Well, I know the story behind that one, but I want to make sure there's not another officer who's been terminated for assault. And so I don't understand why it has to be a secret, the guy's name. If he's been terminated, it shouldn't be a secret.
Sometimes.
The Attorney General guidelines state that the officer's identity must remain confidential.
Even if it's a criminal proceeding and the guy's found guilty or pleads guilty, the police are still going to keep his name a secret.
That's the way the rule, change the rule.
Well, I think we do need to change the rules, and I think we do need civilian review of police here in New Brunswick. And I do want to just point out, there's another officer in that same report, suspended 20 days for violating procedures with the Sally Port and prisoners. And I can only presume that if I ask which officer was it, the police department is going to protect that officer's identity and keep it a secret who did something that deserved.
The city will protect the person's name.
Yeah, and that's wrong. These guys have badges and guns, they have powers, they need to be held to a higher standard, not a lower standard. If somebody gets pinched for an assault, the police are going to tell you their name. But if it's a cop, they keep it secret, that's crazy. We deserve better, that's all I have today. Thank you.
Anybody else in the public?
Record, Mr. Anderson. That's state procedure. We can't have no control over that.
Okay, please be reminded that the next city council meeting will be held on Tuesday, July 2nd, because of July 4th being on Thursday, and Wednesday before, fireworks and everything else will be held. The next city council meeting is July 2nd at 5:30 here in the council chambers. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilmember Escobar. Yes. Council Vice President Socorro Ludwig. Yes. Council President.
Yes.